All right. Good day, everybody. Welcome to Headline Hits with LW. It is, what day is it? It's Wednesday, August the 3rd, 2022. All right. A lot in the headlines. Some of it I'm just going to briefly brush up on it, touch up on it, and we'll get through today. So the first one I wanted to bring to your guys' attention is we have another green fail, FAIL. Now I reported on this probably well over a month ago, but it's back in the news cycle, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention so that when you have conversations with your family and your friends or the people at work at the water cooler and they support the Green New Deal, not just here in America but around the world, I want to let you know it's failing. It does not work. It's not compatible. It will not last. So Germany to reconnect first coal power plant to energy grid. So we talked about this, like I said, over a month ago. Germany went all green, all woke. We're going to get rid of our carbon footprint. We're going to do zero carbon emissions. So they took a couple of their, I think Europe took a couple of power plants that were nuclear offline. Germany went and took a coal power plant offline. Then they realized really quick, we're going to have some massive rolling blackouts. We're not going to be able to produce enough energy for the consumption that is required. So, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to put their coal power plant back online to the energy grid. So, um, fail number one, at least, and they'll have many more. All right, here's something that was concerning that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. I got to be very cautious about what I say here because, of course, the looky looks, the looky loos are watching me, and we don't want to get taken down. So don't tell the Democrats, but in the UK, remember that Boris Johnson stepped down, so they're getting ready to elect a new prime minister. Well, the Conservative Party actually is very concerned about things that happen on those type of nights. And so they've actually delayed that process. They're worried about machines, I guess, and computers, that type of thing. So that's all I'm really going to say about that. But I want to let you guys know America is not the only country out there that's concerned about certain things in those cycles. UK is also worried. So, next headline, this one as well. I got to be careful about what I say, what came out from the Supreme Court, because if you say too much, they like to take you down. All censorship, folks. They do not want the truth getting out. They do not like the truth, but we're going to tell the truth. So I just wanted to let you guys know that the Summer of Rage, RAGE, part 3 is in full swing. They're still going at it. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because I want to bring to your guys' attention. If you claim to be conservative, if you claim to be a Republican, or at least on the right, how come the left is in it till the end? The left, if you look at all this stuff that they constantly are going after, they never quit. They never waver. They make statement that they will do whatever it takes. And that's exactly what they do. But a few of us conservatives, we get in the fight, and a month or two goes by. If we don't see what the results that we're asking for, we're ready to throw the towel in. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of hearing about this. These guys, I'm just trying to point the differences out about the left and the right. We have to be like the left when it comes to staying in the fight and staying the course. All right. Next headline. California Governor Gavin Newsom declares state of emergency over monkeypox. I told you guys it's coming. They're still working on it. California Governor Gavin Newsom declared in a state of emergency in response to the monkeypox virus, which has thus far mostly affected men who have sex with men. In the statement on Monday, Newsom said that the state of California will be working closely with the federal government to make monkeypox vacations more readily available while also combating the stigma of the LGBT community might face, meaning the pushback that they're going to get because people claim that the biggest part of the spread of this virus is men having sex with men. So of course there's going to be a stigma for that. Well, I would just say quit doing that. If you don't want to catch it, then maybe quit doing that. So next headline. Now this one here, I got to be careful. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. I didn't want to sneeze in the mic. All right. So this one I got to be careful what I say too, but I we've been talking about it. It's a major concern for me. It's a major concern for LWN. And so I just want to highlight this and bring it to your attention. A judge strikes down San Francisco law allowing illegal aliens to vote. Yep, I didn't stutter. That's what it says. So let's read a little bit further. A San Francisco, California law that allowed illegal aliens and other foreign nationals to vote in some local elections was struck down in court late last week. On July 29th, San Francisco Supreme Court Judge Richard Ulmer overturned the city's ordinance that was first passed in 2016. So this was an actual city ordinance. So listen to what they allowed them to do, which allowed foreign nationals, including illegal aliens, to vote in citywide school board elections so long as they are a parent of a school-age child or not incarcerated or out on parole. Now listen to this part. In 2018, as Breitbart News reported, the city had spent almost $400,000 to register a total of 61 foreign nationals to vote in school board elections. Let's do the number on that. $400,000 divided by 61 foreign nationals, that comes up to roughly $6,500 per foreign national that they spent just to get them registered to vote in these school board elections. What does that mean, folks? That means that these guys are spending gobs of money to sway the vote, even in school board elections. You got to pay attention to this stuff. It's happening right before your eyes. But this judge struck it down and said these people are not eligible to vote, and they shouldn't be. If you're not a citizen, you have a kid in the school system. Well, earn your citizenship, earn your right to vote. All right, next headline. Liz Cheney campaign finds solace in rich and famous. Representative Liz Cheney campaign has found support among the famous, wealthy, and well-connected uniparty in the weeks leading to the August 16th primary against Trump-endorsed Harriet Hageman. Okay, it seems that the more likely it is that Cheney will lose on August the 16th, which is just 13 days away, the more her campaign finds itself buoyed to this estimate. According to the polls, Cheney is at least 30 points behind Hagerman among Wyoming voters. But by the show of support among the political elite, one may believe that Cheney is leading by 30 points. The political elites are likely coming to Cheney's aid because Cheney's chances of winning the GOP primary are only 5 cents on the dollar by predicted odds show. Hagen's chances of defeating Cheney is 95 cents on the dollar. So what is this all about? This is all about removing a rhino. I watched a video, a newscast just last week. They went around and caught random people in the state, the great state of Wyoming, and asked them what they thought about Cheney and would they vote for her again. 9.5 out of 10 said, hell no, we want her gone. So thank God for the people there in Wyoming that are going to get rid of this rhino. All right, next headline. Pay attention, Florida. Florida Education Commissioner, USDA, trying to hold poor kids hostage with food program to impose, listen to this, transgender policies. I highlight this stuff for you guys. I'll let you know what's going on in your state because I feel it's very important that you guys are educated and you guys are informed about what's going on in your states. Manny Diaz, Florida's Commissioner of Education, told Breitbart News on Sunday that the U.S. Department of Agriculture, as per the Biden administration's political direction, is threatening to hold funding for the Sunshine State and other states refusing to oppose transgender ideology upon children in schools. Diaz described the Parents' Right in Education Act signed by Governor Ron DeSantis into law in April as a measure against Democrats and the broader leftist radical left agenda to sexualize children with instruction as its earliest levels of education. Man, you just can't make this stuff up. I'm not going to go any further into this. If you guys want to read this article, you can catch it in Breitbart. But listen, folks, now the federal government is trying to use their money to wage war on these states and these education, the schools, saying, hey, if you don't push this ideology, we are going to pull your funding. We're not going to allow these people to get free lunches or whatever it is. So pay attention, Florida. And I guarantee you, if it's happening in Florida, which is one of the reddest states in the country, it's probably happening in your state as well. All right. So here's something else. A columnist says Pelosi triggering a U.S.-China war could, quote, fight climate change. Man, you can't even make this stuff up. So South China Morning Post, Northern American Bureau Chief Robert Delaney published a bizarre article on Tuesday in which he suggested a war between America and China sparked by Beijing making good on its threat of military response to the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan could be even better than the coronavirus pandemic for reducing the world's carbon footprint. All right, here's the next headline. I'm going through them pretty quick because I had a ton of them. Well-deserved Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland Guardians struggle to fill stadium after dropping former name. Yep. Any sports, any athlete, any team that is woke, I think that every fan should walk away from this. This is absolute nonsense. After 106 years, the Cleveland Indians bowed to the woke critics and dropped the name last year, but on the heels of the rebranding itself as the Guardians, the team has struggled to fill the stadium seats with fans. Now, after the movie Major League came out with Charlie Sheen, I was a major Cleveland Indians fan. I thought the logo was cool. The team was cool. I really bought into the logo. I thought it was truly amazing. But with the woke cultural and the cancel cultural that we have today, so many athletes, so many teams, so many owners are going woke. And you know what? If you can't fill the stadiums, you can't make the money, and you go broke, I think it's well deserved. And you know what? LeBron James, they're coming for you too. All right. Next headline. Manchin's tax hike does not touch Amazon's biggest tax break. What's that all about? Well, let's read a little bit further here. Amazon is not sweating the corporate tax hike in the Joe Manchin's approved climate spending bill. The deceptively named Inflation Reduction Act. Now, listen to what I just said. It's a deceptively named bill. It's called Inflation Reduction Act. Now, if you read that name, you would think inflation reduction, meaning you would reduce the inflation, right? That's what that name should stand for, right? Okay. Well, it is imposed that an alternative minimum tax on companies with over 1 billion in financial profits. It levies a 15% tax on financial account income, the kind that gets reported to investors in a quarterly and annually company filings. Now, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because The Trump administration had tax reforms. He actually had a fraction of the 21% rate that he put out there. And now Biden comes in and wipes it all out. Okay. So here's the deal. If Joe Manchin is not putting this in the bill, why is he not? Could it be that Amazon might have bought him, might have paid for him, might have lined his pockets a little bit, and he kind of just skipped right over him? There you go, another dirty politician. All right, this one here very concerning. I want you parents of Pennsylvania to be aware of what's going on in your education department. So Pennsylvania Education Department claims 3-year-olds can identify as transgender. Pay attention, Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania Department of Education claims that children as young as 3 can identify as transgender. Now, read further into this article. The website for the department also advises teachers to ask students before assuming what a student prefers pronouns might be. So at age 3, and I reported just last week, even as young as age 2 in nursery schools, they're attacking our children with this transgender nonsense. So we're supposed to go up to a 3-year-old boy and ask him, who's just barely learning to speak, what he or she prefers to be called. In addition to the traditional pronouns of he, him, she, her, they, some people prefer to use transgender neutral pronouns such as v, yam, yam, jim, yeah. The website says. I can't even pronounce them because they're so stupid. If you don't know a student's preferred personal pronoun, it's always best to ask. This stuff is getting so out of hand. I'm telling you, folks, if you are a parent and you got kids at school age, what the hell are we doing still having them in the education system, period? I mean, this is going on all across America. It's not just Pennsylvania. It's not just Florida. It's happening here in the state of Idaho. It's happening in Oregon. It's happening in Oklahoma. It's happening in Wyoming. It's happening everywhere kids are. Nursery schools, elementary schools, preschools, high schools, middle schools, junior high, colleges, you name it. Any education system out there is indoctrinating our children. When the hell are we going to wake up? All right, next headline. Sorry. Inflation inferno. Manchin Schumer inflation reduction bill gimmicks exposed. Proposal actually increases spending inflation. So I just brought that up with the name, right? So the Inflation Reduction Act is a gimmick. It will add more fuel to the inflation fire. A study of the bill's provisions by top Republican lawmakers showed this thing is just getting out of hand. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because these snakes are spending billions, and I mean billions of dollars, $64 billion for that, $248 billion for this, $369 billion for climate change, $400 billion over 2 years for sunset bills, $80 billion for a supersized IRS ability to audit American taxes. Why I'm bringing this up is these people are spending billions and billions and billions and trillions of dollars like they just got gobs of it to spend. And guess what? Who's paying the price for that? I'm paying the price for it. You're paying the price for it. Your children are paying the price for it. Your grandchildren are already going to pay the price for it. I mean, heck, they're spending so much money, they're going to enslave 6, 7 generations after you and me. Just letting you guys know about it. All right. Next headline. Now, if this isn't hypocrisy, this doesn't stink like you know what. Here we go again. Joe Biden fails to wear a mask while testing positive for COVID. President Joe Biden broke the CDC's guidelines on Monday by refusing to wear a mask around others while testing positive for coronavirus in the White House. All right. I'm not going to go any further with this headline. I know it was part of the title, but this is what I've got to say. You want to hear it? I'm going to tell you. If you're still out there wearing a damn mask, what the hell are you doing? This guy is not even wearing one after he tests positive. He's sitting there telling you guys that you should. Old flip-flop and Fauci tells you that now everybody should start wearing them again inside of buildings. Guess what? You're the only one that is complying. You are the only one that is consenting if you're still doing it. If you listen to the show, if you got family or friends that are still wearing them, I don't know what else to say. I really don't. All right, next headline. Nancy Pelosi, Taiwan visit and unequint. I got the pronunciation earlier today, and now all of a sudden it's a curveball. So Taiwan visit an unequal statement that the American stands with Taiwan. So basically, I'm not going to read this article to you because it's just a bunch of nonsense. To be honest with you. But basically, what she's saying in this article is that the United States stands strong with Taiwan. She made statement that she really does not care what China thinks or what China says. She is going to fly wherever the hell she wants, do whatever she wants, say whatever she wants, and it doesn't matter what China thinks or says. So she took an entire delegation with her. She's pretty proud of her accomplishments. And now I'm going to get the last headline today, which is 26 Republican senators supported Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan. Now here, I can't pronounce all their names, but I'm going to give you the states that these people come from. And actually, two of the representatives are right here in my state of Idaho, which is Mike Crapo and Jim Risch. So I'm telling you right now, I'm going to put you on notice, Jim and Mike. I know you guys are coming up for re-election here very soon, and I'm going to be all over your ass like flies on stink. I'm telling you right now, it's time to get rid of Mike Crapo and Jim Risch. They've been in this game for a very long time. They are rhinos right here in the state of Idaho, and it is going to be my goal to have them removed and to put new people in office for the state of Idaho. Turtle Man, Mitch McConnell, he was obviously one of them. You got the representative out of South Dakota. You got Jim out of Oklahoma. You've got Roy out of Minnesota. You've got John out of Texas. You got John out of Wyoming. You got Ben out of New England, or sorry, Nebraska. You've got Marcia out of Tennessee. You've got Thom out of North Carolina, Tommy out of Alabama. You've got Steve out of Montana. You got Susan out of Maine. You got Deb out of Nebraska. Todd out of Indiana. You've got you can't even make this stuff up. Joni out of Iowa. You got Rob out of Ohio. Shelley out of West Virginia. Richard out of North Carolina, and John Bozeman out of Arkansas. Tim Scott out of South Carolina. Chuck Grassley out of Iowa, and Pat Toomey out of Pennsylvania. Those are the 24 senators that support Nancy Pelosi. You want to talk about how dirty Washington is? You want to talk about how corrupt they are? There you are. Those people, those states should be on your radar right now saying, all right, listen, it's time to clean the swamp. And the only way we can do that is by exercising our right to vote. All right, that's all I have for today, folks. We've got a special guest coming on with us tonight on the big show. So we'll see you back here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. God bless.